Well, hello there. I'm Cher Johnston, and um, I got a request today on one of my videos from SG Jansen, who asked to see, I think it was this one. Anyway, I have several books that I'm going to share with you today. This one is my Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. This was the very first one that we did, and this one has um, different stitches. Like this is a chain stitch and then a stem stitch, and this is a chain stitch with a detached buttonhole. Then there's a bunch of uh, lazy daisies down here. So this is just the cover. I got this pattern from somebody on Instagram. I don't remember who. It's been a while. This is the first, let me back up. Rachel Roxbury did Roxy's Journal of Stitchery back in several years ago. Maybe, gosh, I bet it's been about 8 years. Anyway, I'll do a link to her channel. The first two videos were about just basic stitches. The running stitch, back stitch, seed stitch. Anyway, so I put them together in this hexagon shaped configuration. And yeah, it's like a stitch sampler. Then this was another one of the prompts, bunny. And I added these heart stitches, which I love, which I've done on my channel. And then this is one of my favorite stitches too. And my little Mickey Mouse, just because I like him. This is another piece that I did. This was not Roxy's Journal of Stitchery prompt, or maybe it was. But this was something that I had, this, and then I put the things around the edge to put it into the book. This was one of the prompts, I believe. These are just flowers that I cut out and put on. I should do this again. That was fun. And now I have a die cut machine I can do that with. And this was one of the prompts. And I had this fabric. This says 322. I bet it was in 2022. That wasn't 8 years ago. That was 3 years ago. Anyway, I had curtains for my kitchen in this fabric, and I had this along the bottom, and I moved and now I don't have a kitchen window, so I took it apart. This was one of the prompts. There's a little kitty in the window if you look very closely, and a bunny and a butterfly and a little bird and little bees, little I love these French knot flowers. And there's another little butterfly, and these are the buttonhole wheel flowers. And this is just fabric that's like that. And other lots of little flowers. This was one of the prompts. I don't remember what the prompts were, but I do know that pink is my favorite color, and it may have been, your favorite color. Oh, no, this was your favorite color. And I just love pink. And this was off a pair of pajamas that I had that I don't know, they didn't fit anymore or something. And this was a woven piece. That may have been one of the prompts. I don't remember. This is something I did on my own because my grandkids and I were watching The Big Bang Theory, and we watched all of those. This is another, this was the cottage prompt. I enjoyed it so much that I made two. Yeah, and this is lace from my mother. This is, I think this was one of the prompts. I don't remember. This is a lot of like crazy quilt stitches. This is that's the rosette stitch. This is lace from my mother. Oh, that's what I said. I said that already. I think I got this off one of her old dresses. And then this, I love this. I loved it when I did it. This is a feather stitch with beads and detached chain stitches and then some little stab stitches there. This is those are heart stitches, and this is a chevron stitch, little tiny daisies, and more heart stitches with detached chain stitches, and these are colonial knots and little arrows going through the hearts. And then there's a butterfly and another, anyways, and I love the beads and the bling and all the, all the stuff. This is one that I did. This was not a prompt. This is just something that I did. This is my best friend is mulatto, and she has this beautiful curly hair. So this, I took different pictures of her and I traced the outline of her face. So that's her. And that's not really her hair, but her hair looks like that. And this is a sometimes I do these doodle cloths. Just take a piece of fabric and do some stitching. And that's what this was. This is a herringbone stitch with some little stitches attached. This is a K3n stitch. This is a feather stitch. This is a twisted chain stitch. See, the green is twisted chain, and then this pink is interlaced in that chain stitch. Here's a feather stitch in green with the purple interlaced thread, and this is a chain stitch with looped interlacing stitches and then little yellow tacking stitches. This is a chain stitch. On one side it has a looped thread through it, and on the other side this is detached buttonhole stitch. And then this is something, this fabric came from my mother's square dance dresses. I took them, I cut them apart. I made some book covers that I gave to my niece's kids. And this was just something I had left over. I did some ribbon embroidery, and yeah, my mother's a huge inspiration to me. She taught me to sew when I was very young. So there's, excuse me, there's that one. This is the one, I think this is the one that she was asking to see. This one, I just, this is from an earring that I used to wear. This is a little pig bead and other little, just other little charms and beads. Excuse me. This was just something that I did. I have a book. I can't remember who. Anyways, it's A to Z stitches. So I went through and I did, this is just linen fabric. And I did running stitch around them. I think I did that later. But I went through and did all the stitches, not all the stitches, but a lot of the stitches in the, like the buttonhole stitch, the blanket stitch. There are tons and tons and tons of variations of the buttonhole stitch. I did a few. Cable chain, cast on stitch, chain stitch. There are lots more variations also of the chain stitch. Chevron stitch, coral stitch, couching, K3n stitch, cross stitch. I wanted this book to reference. Like, I remember like this. I remember doing that, and then I would go, what's the name of that stitch? So I would come to my book and look it up. Yeah. Palestrina stitch. Done. I want to do more of that. And this one, the Pekingese stitch, I don't think I really do that a lot. The pistol stitch, I don't really do. I do a straight stitch with a knot at the end. Don't do a lot of satin stitch. But this was fun to do. Okay, scroll stitch, sheath stitch, stem stitch, do a lot of that. Van Dyke stitch, I barely remember this one. And this is a wheat ear stitch and a whipped wheel. Then these are like these are not from the book. These are just different. This is a spider web rose. This is a fishbone leaf and a cast on. This is a cast on, and this is a looped blanket stitch, petal stitch, a ring stitch. These, I think these came from, this was fun. This is a little tiny cup, and here's a bigger one. It doesn't really stand up anymore, but, and I can't remember what that's called. Could be this detached blanket stitch. This, this lifts up. No, it doesn't. I did make one once where there was a little pocket. I could do that again. These are doodle cloths that I played around with. Different stitch combinations. Very bright thread. This is same thing, just a doodle cloth. This has rickrack in there and little, I've seen lots of this. Thought I'd try it out, and I like it okay, I guess. Haven't done a lot of it. This is a feather stitch with added, things. Butterfly. And then this is the one that I showed on, I did this on camera. This is the one that I see a lot on Pinterest. It shows up a lot on Pinterest. I'm not sure why or what it is about it that is so. This is the stitch that I just love. I think I really like the colors in this, except for this one's not dark enough. I should have done this in the darker thread. And I don't remember what stitch that was. Anyway, this one is a K3n stitch, you can see. And then you add the green are detached chain stitches. This is those are pistol stitches. You just add, you just do the main stitch and then you add on more and more and more. Anyway, this has more heart stitch, herringbone, it's a feather stitch. There's that stitch that I love again. And this was my attempt at a silk ribbon flower. I've gotten much better at those. Then here's the back. This is just pieces of doodle cloths. Just I just pick up a piece of fabric and do some practice stitches. And I cut it apart and put it on here. This is, I don't know how well you can see this, it's a little ducky. There's a little duck bottom. Those are bullion knots. And then the water's just straight stitches. Then I had all these separate pieces. I think this is a 9-inch square. I had all the separate pieces and I sewed them together back to back and did this. I just picked up pieces of fabric to put around the edges, and then I used a piece of fabric to join each two together. Then I also, I think I did this after they were all joined together. I did a, I did the binding, like a book binding. And I don't remember what kind of binding this is. Probably from Sea Lemon or Nick the Booksmith. All right, so there's those. Then I have all kinds of books. This one's not quite finished. This is, I got a note from my sister Sally in 2003. There was an envelope marked "Pictures out of my wallet" in my mother's handwriting. And these pictures were there. And I wanted to see the back too, because this is my mother's handwriting. This is my handwriting from 1971, and that's me, 1971. And I did a little bit of slow stitching, a little bit of Liberty Ladies. I just love this Liberty fabric. I put little page tabs on them. These are the backs. These are my daughter when she was little. And this little Liberty Lady. And there's the backs. There's another little Liberty Lady that I really love. And there's the backs. And this is my daughter, except for this one, that's me with Santa Claus in 2000. My mother was really good about writing on the back with the dates. and all that stuff. So this needs a back, a back to the, yeah. Okay, this, these are not necessarily in order. This I did, this is, you know, the edge of the fabric where they have those selvage edges. I saved a bunch of those and sewed them all together and stitched through it. And then I did some crazy quilt type stitches. And this is just a little, there's a yo-yo, little ribbon, I mean lace, and you know, stuff, just stuff. This is on an actual book cover. This is a Jennifer Clouston-esque thing that I did. This, I did this in K3n Cloth Tales. K3n did a number of videos where we did a book, and she sewed them into the pages of the book. So some of these are from that. Like this was one that she did called Balance. And then I added, you know, pictures of my kids. This is my grandson. We're watching Friends. That's me and my kitty. This was Diversity from K3n. This lace is something that I made. There's my little handmade charm. I made this lace a long time ago, many years ago. This is just, this was not something that K3n did. That's just something I had laying around. This was one we did with K3n called Choices. This was not something I did with K3n. This is just some sashiko that I did. This was just something that I put in there. That's my friend Kylie. This we did with K3n, and it has a picture of my mom and dad underneath this heart. This is my granddaughter. This is a grid poem. This was a K3n thing. This is, oh, so I had Cloth Tales. Here's a whole story about this fabric. This is the shirt that I had, and this was in 2009 with my best friend. I saved it for a long time, this blouse. And then I realized there's no way I'm going to lose enough weight to be able to use it again, and I didn't want to give it away. So I cut it up, and I'm using it. And there's more of that fabric. That's my granddaughter from 2019, and that's me and my friend. This is Pajagi, K3n Cloth Tales. I will put a link to her channel because a lot of these are done at 22, I think. Here's another cloth tail. This is fabric from a shirt that I made that looks like this. And here's the pattern for it. And there's the cloth tail that tells all about this was just something that I made. No particular reason. This was layers. This was a friendship star that we did with K3n. This is something that I made. I took a picture. Somebody was showing this fabric. I took a photo of it, and I did all this stitching. Then when I used avocado dye to dye the background, and I didn't like it. I didn't like that at all. And here is this just tells about it. And then this, I don't know, I made that a long time ago. You know, I'm gonna have to check this video because some of it might be off camera. This is, I'll have to put the year on this is a Lolita dress that I made for Ariana. This is K3n thing. This is the fabric from her Lolita dress. And that's that. This is another fabric tail. I mean a cloth tail. This is from a pair of pants that I had that I made myself. All right, so there's that one. Then I have, these are not necessarily cloth books. This is my daughter. This I made a long time ago when I was doing scrapbooking. I started it. I have little notes. She wanted me to zhuzh it up a little bit. So I did a little bit, like I added this in. I have to do a little bit more. So there's that. Then the rest of these are not necessarily fabric. I mean, this is sort of fabric. This is from a book. This is just a junk journal. Has a lot of scrapbook paper in it and other kinds of, you know, this is tea-dyed paper. This is scrapbook stuff. I haven't put anything in this one except, you know, like this. I made this a long time ago. Don't even really remember. I didn't remember that I had it until I started looking through books. Anyways, there's this one. This was scrapbook paper that I had that I really loved. I used most of it in this book. Then this book, this was supposed to be the back. This was the front. When I bound it, I bound it upside down. So I put all the pages in upside down. So there's some Monet pages in here. There's pictures of, there's things like this little notebook thing. And this has a magnet. It's my little granddaughter's hand and footprint. This was her first birthday. She had so much fun with her cake. Anyway, this this was one of my clients. Anyways, there's lots of, this is a picture of me and that's my older sister and my younger sister. This is a waterfall thing that you're supposed to be able to pull this down like this. Doesn't really work, but there's a bunch of pictures there. Here's me and my daughter. It's me and my mom. These are, you know, you don't need to see those. Those are just pictures of relatives. And this is something that I made. I love this star thing This, I thought that came up, but maybe not. Anyway, I made that. And I made this. And it has, lots of stuff in it, but this goes this way. Anyway, Monet. I had a lot of Monet pictures that I used. I used a lot of them in other books. Like there's quite a few in here. I haven't finished adding pictures to this one. But this one's just going to have pictures, I think. But yeah, I put it upside down. Then there's, this is one that I made recently that I started. I haven't finished it. I'm going to do art in this one. I've started some of it. Like this, I love this. That was just a bunch of orts that were left over on my desk, and I looked at it and I went, that's kind of pretty. So I put it in here. And then I have things like this in here. This is a note. Oh, this is stitches. And I watch a lot of YouTube videos that have junk journal ideas and stuff. So this has a lot of those kind of ideas. And yeah, and this is just another one of those kind of things. This is a thing that I made, a tutorial from Sarah Armstrong. Yeah. So this is my notes on how it's made. So anyways, I just stuck this in there. And then this is a different pocket. So this is kind of a, what do you call it? An idea book, kind of. It's also a, it's not finished. I'm definitely going to do more art in here. It's also a flip-flop journal. So there's all these. Might be a good idea for me to like go through this every now and then and make sure that the pages aren't sticking together. But yeah, I like that. Anyway, so there's that. There's that one. This one I made quite a while ago. This is, I got this hand soap at Costco, and the packaging had this beautiful cardboard, and I just loved it. So I made it into a book cover. There's a pocket there. This has a lot of just stuff. There's quotes in here. There's different, like this Hazel. I made Hazel May a purple sweater. These are my notes. Those are my notes on her. There's her purple sweater. That's Hazel May. So that I can remember how I made it. There's a Color Riot crochet blanket that I was going to make that I never made. I mean, I started it and never finished. This is one of those things. That's my mom. I asked my grandkids to write this sentence and put the date in this book. So that's from 2023. And I have one from, oh, this is a different idea that I liked. Here's from 25. Ariana did that. That's me and Ariana. Oh, this is yeah, it's supposed to flip up pockets. I love this trim, and I've run out. This is a skirt that I made for her, and these are the fabrics that I used, and this is the directions. So, and this was something that I learned from Sarah Lee Armstrong. She said she got it from Michelle at the Creative Cove, and Michelle got it from, I don't know, somebody else. This is from Sarah Lee Armstrong. It's not decorated or anything, it's just, you know, an idea. That's my notes on some kind of pattern or something. This was what Angel wrote in there in April of this year. This is from Kate at the last Homely House. I got a package from her. So I don't know what that says. Oh, these are lace cuffs. I do crochet, and I think this may have been something that I found. If you watch Amity Bloom, she has these gorgeous lace cuffs I wanted to make. Angel wrote that for me. And oh, this is just a board to write. Picture of, there's me and Ariana and Angel and my daughter and the kid's dad. I love this. I forgot I have this fabric. Where is that? I don't think there's anything more. Oh, this I did because I like this idea. Just a little brad with some, I just thought that was cute. And there's lots and lots of lace and tabs, and this was this was notes on a video of something that I was going to do for a video. I never did. Yeah, I think that's the end of the things. Anyway, I need to finish filling this, don't I? Oh yeah, there's this too. As a little magnet. Anyway, if you're interested in seeing more of the things in the first few books, or you know, any of it, let me know. I'm also have another book I'm working on that I'll show later when it's done, I guess. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.